It's Over the Pond with Fraser and John.
Quack! Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
We did actually do it. We did it like 2 days ago. But.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. We were in the middle. We were vibing, dude. We were freaking. It was probably the best podcast that's ever been recorded. Is what we were. And recording.
we should say as well. This has happened consecutively for 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
We've tried to record, and Discord just randomly went down every time, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, we just happened to do the best ever episode of a podcast, and it just goes, man. And the footage just burns away, and you guys will never, ever see it ever again.
It's too bad. But yeah, I was very confused because I was like in the middle of a conversation or a story, and then you completely froze, and I was like, okay, maybe it'll come back. And I was like still talking, and then I was just like, I don't think this is coming back. It was down for a while.
It was down for a while.
Dude.
Yeah. I've not seen Discord go down like that before. So conveniently, actually, like we're not trying to make excuses right now, but we are like making a valid excuse, anyways. But yeah, we I can't even remember what we're talking about. Something to do with you hating people from LA. Right?
Well, yeah. So we were talking about football, American football, because I had my Charger shirt on. And I was wearing a San Diego hat.
Are you wearing a sports shirt right now?
This is my friend Craig's and Jazz's company. They make YouTube videos. They're from the UK. It's called Hustle Made, but they just released this, and I really like it. So shout out to them.
It looks like a rugby top or something.
Yeah, that's kind of like rugby or football.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the vibe, and it's really actually very comfortable and very breathable. So I see why people wear these.
I literally also have a black soccer jersey on right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that's standard apparel for you. I feel like you're almost always in a soccer shirt. Like you're almost always in a soccer or a vintage T-shirt. That's your uniform. I feel like.
And I'm also always in just like gym leggings. Always. I'm just a comfy guy. I don't want to be wearing I just can't get people that I can respect it, and I almost look at people who spend hours on their outfit, and I can appreciate it from afar, but I could never do it because it's just for one, I just can't make it look good, but number two, it's just too much effort to really care about. If I'm comfy,
I think you could make it look good because you're a taller guy too, right?
Yeah, I think I'm 6'1". I think I am.
Yeah.
My girlfriend always says I'm 6'2", but I don't think I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2" on a good day.
Yeah, I'm like 6'7", so I understand. No, but I mean, I think you could, but at the same time, it's if it's not something that interests you, because I feel the same way. I'm like, man, I see people that are they have like this aesthetic that is very striking, and it's like, man, that's so cool. Yeah. And then I just don't put in the effort ever. I don't ever put in the effort.
I like the aesthetic of big gym bros that just wear baggy clothing and you have no idea, sleeper builds. I think have you seen Critical when he shows his arm and he tenses and it's huge biceps? Mm-hmm. I think that's that works really well with any clothing aesthetic because you can just hide your build and then just surprise everyone. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the dream. Talking of gyms, I actually have been considering going to the gym early in the mornings, and I have a friend who started doing it. Not 6 in the morning. I've got some Saturday. I'm thinking more 9 a.m. Because that gets past whenever. Yeah, that's when no one else is there because they've all gone to work at least here anyway. So they'll go in at 6 a.m. And I've heard just going to the gym in the morning makes you feel really good.
I enjoy it quite a bit. It's funny. Me and Amanda were talking about this yesterday because I've gotten so used to going to the gym in the morning that I forget that I could go in the evening.
Do you eat before you go, or do you go fasted?
No, I go fasted just because I'm not hungry in the morning, and it's just easier to just eat.
See,
afterwards.
I think my problem is I always assume I need to I could eat before going to the gym. I'm oh no, you need to have energy. But I feel I'm never hungry in the morning anyway. And if I have a coffee, I think I'd be absolutely fine.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have coffee in the morning and then I go.
Yeah.
But everyone's different, so I don't like to tell people what to do. But if it's if going to the gym in the morning and you're not hungry, there's no reason to force yourself to eat. That's what I always tell people. If you're not hungry, don't force it.
The main reason I want to go is obviously the feeling good aspect, but it's also I find it's so difficult to find time in the day to go to the gym. Especially when I do work. Because today I wanted to go to the gym at 7 o'clock, and I finished my work around 6:30. I then went and walked to Kenji. Then I made my dinner, and then I just sat down. And I'm man, I don't really want to go to the gym right now because I've done so much today. Whereas I feel those slow moments in the day in the morning, if I just shoved in an hour gym session there or something like that, I feel like that would be so much better, because there is always spare time in the mornings for me personally, because it takes me a while to get going anyway. So I feel like if I actually started filling that time rather than just sat through like TikTok or Twitter, I actually just going to the gym, and even if I'm not performing at like the highest possible level, I think it's better than not doing any gym, you know?
Yeah, that's why I think that's why I like to go, is that it's just there's no, I don't want to say excuses, but it's become part of my day. Same like, you know, when I brush my teeth, right? I don't really think about it. It's just that's what I do. So I get up and I go I'll either go to the gym or I go on a run. Those are like my two options. And so I usually just do run one day, gym, run. That's kind of how I do it. And I don't know, I really like going in the morning. And again, like being a, you know, person with no real job, YouTuber, I'm able to go when it's pretty empty. And so it's just makes it easy for me.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to give you a report. I'm going to report back on this next week to see how my project has gone. We actually did set up a project of me not ordering as much, and I've actually been really good at it.
Yeah.
I barely ever order food anymore. Like,
nice.
Like it's going pretty well. And since then I actually like lost like a bit of weight naturally from just not ordering, which is pretty sweet. But aside from our gym journeys and everything, a lot's been going on in the world right now where there's certain events that have happened that we don't really want to talk about for obvious reasons. This is not a podcast to do with, you know, a lot. Like, I was literally saying to you just now, like, next week I'm going to Poland, and, you know, Poland literally just announced that they may be going to war with Russia. It's like, it's just too much in the world, man. I just need to speak about internet things and just bury my head in the sand and pretend nothing is happening. Because I feel like that is like, sometimes I get comments on my videos being like, this is a good distraction from like everything going on in the world. Because like the world right now is just so like, we were speaking about it before, but it's just mental how everything right now. I feel like I'm in a nightmare scenario. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, everyone's seen the memes of like, I would like to not live through another like world defining thing going on, you know, because that's what it just feels like. It's just like constantly something going on that's, you know, oh my God, it changed everything. And then it's another thing and another thing and another thing. It's just like, oh my God.
I remember when COVID was happening and everyone was thinking, when it all ends, we're going to go back to normal. Everything's going to be fine again. It never went back to normal, bro.
Never went back
it
to
never
normal,
fucking went normal again. Everyone has just been insane, and I don't know if it's ever going to go normal again. I think the only way for it to go normal again is if the internet just shuts down. And that like, imagine we wake up one day and there's just no internet.
Yeah.
I feel like that's honestly the only route. I think people would go insane for a while with no internet. But long term, if there was no internet, we'd be fucked because we'd have no job.
Yeah,
but
I'd have to start. I'd get an actual job.
What would you try and do if you had to get like a, you know, like,
dude,
a real job?
If it was like there's no internet, I think I would I would try and probably some sort of manual labor thing, because like I think everything. I mean, one, I don't really have much of an education, so maybe like I've thought about like being a mail carrier could be kind of cool.
What?
Just
mail
carrier.
But
every time I say that, people are like, bro, I'm a mail carrier. You don't want to do this. So I'm like, I feel like that's
people say that about every job. Yeah.
Every job, you know, like obviously, you know, anyone that works construction probably isn't like, yeah, dude, come work construction with me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It definitely would be a difficult season for sure. But I mean, I think if the internet actually disappeared, I think it would be worrying about what job you're going to do would be the least of your problems. It would probably be worrying about surviving, because I think everything would just blow up and like, oh man, that'd be crazy.
I wonder if there's ever going to be a day where the entire internet just goes down, just for one day, you know, because it happened last year in Spain where there was no phone service for about a day, and everyone there went like, people like was reporting in the news that people didn't actually go crazy. It apparently just like turned into like the 90s where like parks were filled up. Everyone was talking to each other. Everyone was like smiling and waving at each other. And then the moment the phones came back, everyone left the parks. Everyone went back to their normal lives. And it's like, but I think with the internet in general, knowing that it's like permanently gone would like. I think honestly, there'd be like civil war. I think people would
Dude,
go fucking nuts.
Yeah, it would be crazy. It would be crazy. Like, I mean, it feels like it's the plot of some sort of like post-apocalyptic. Like that would be the inciting incident, right? The internet going away, and that's the thing that kind of caused everything. Speaking of this is a quite the pivot, and one that I did not bring up before we started recording. But did you see the announcement of the new iPhones?
I did. They look like shit.
They definitely look a little weird. But I
don't like them at all. I think it's my least favorite iPhone reveals ever. I do not like that Pro Max. It looks ugly.
I'm gonna be getting that ugly phone, I think.
Don't wait a year. Wait a year.
Dude, I have a 13 right now.
Okay, maybe
it's garbage. Now it is.
Have you seen my new phone? By the way,
what do you have?
Well, firstly, I do have an iPhone,
and I know you. I'm sure you have multiple phones.
I do.
Oh, you got the Foldy Boy.
Look at this shit.
How do you like the Foldy Boy?
It is genuinely, and I'm not just saying it because it costs basically a mortgage. It's really good. Like,
how long have you had it?
About a month now, I'd say. And in terms of like usage, I genuinely thought that I would use it 50-50, but I use it so much more than my iPhone because just like I even use it in this mode, like regular phone mode, but just having that like bigger screen is so satisfying, especially when you're like just chilling or you watch something. And I've got like this little stand on the back of it, which you can like, so I can just like sit it down, and then it's so easy for watching things. And even in the gym, like say if I'm doing cardio, because at the back it's like quite thick, you can just like lay it against the top of the machine and just sit there and watch like Netflix or something whilst you're running or like doing whatever. So yeah, I think it's awesome, genuinely. And like I've not had an Android phone since 2015, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me too.
Yeah, but it's good. Like the only thing is, the one thing I will always give iPhone for, can you guess?
Video.
Camera, yeah. The camera is so much better.
Especially on social media, dude. When like people, I feel bad, but every time someone has an Android and they post like a story, I mean, maybe there's plenty of Androids that this doesn't happen, but every time I see a person's video where I'm like, I can barely see anything here, it's because they have an Android phone, and I'm just like, bro.
It's all software related, because everything's tailored to iPhone. I've heard that the other Samsung phones have a much better camera than the Fold. I don't think they've like perfected the camera like technology with this phone. But the main reason I also got this phone, like I wouldn't have bought this if I didn't get the deal I'm about to tell you about. So I've got this thing where I'm paying £7 a month, which is like $10. Which, to some might be quite expensive for what it is, but like I'm paying $10 a month, and basically I can upgrade this phone every 40 days, no extra cost whatsoever. So like the new iPhone's coming out, I could just go to the phone store and be like, take my phone, give me the new iPhone, and they'd give it to me. And I kind of predict that Samsung are going to, apparently iPhone are going to have a Fold phone coming out next year. And if they do, I probably will trade this in to get that because I want the iPhone camera. That's the main reason I'm still using my iPhone, is because in terms of my actual job, like posting TikToks and Instagram stories and stuff like that, I still need this because the front camera is just better. But everything else, I think the Samsung is like way more superior.
When you're leaving the house, do you bring both phones most of the time or no?
Sorry, my Siri just went off. Wait, sorry, say that again.
When you're leaving the house, do you bring both phones with you most of the time or no?
It depends. If I'm going out for the entire day, I'll take both with me. But if I'm like going out for a few hours, I'll just take my Samsung with me. It's usually
the same number.
No, different number.
Oh, okay. I was like, how does that work?
Well, I have WhatsApp on one account.
I forget. We don't use that here.
Yeah, you guys use.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that do, but I don't use it. It's not very, at least in my area. The only people I've ever used WhatsApp for is my friend Craig, who I was actually talking about. That's pretty much, for the most part, pretty much it.
Yeah, everyone in the UK uses WhatsApp. And I think in Europe in general, I think most people use WhatsApp or like Telegram. And I also use Discord as well. But I never use iMessage, honestly. I had like one friend that I iMessaged, and that was probably about it. But like even with you, I messaged on Discord.
Yeah, that's like a big part of what makes me not like really feel like I could. I mean, obviously I can do whatever I want, but like could change to Android because the green bubble, dude.
The green bubble, I yeah. If it was like 10 years ago when I was still using iMessage like for my main messaging device, I would definitely be on that side. But seeing as I don't, it didn't really affect me. But it's even like the emulation on here is sick. Like I've set up like a 3DS emulator on here where I upscaled the video, like the game, so it looks like really crisp and clear and sharp. Yeah, which is really nice. Like I'm playing Pokemon Emerald like casually because that was like another thing. Like I can just like pull it out, play Pokemon when I'm just like on a bus or a train or something. Like, that's nice. And I know you can do it on the iPhone too, but the bigger screen and the foldy screen as well just makes it feel a lot better. So yeah, I think it's really good, and it's nice not using iOS constantly. Even though I think I do still prefer iOS for its like simplicity. Having like things like split screen and stuff is like such a godsend. Like it's if you've got like a phone addiction or like social media addiction, this phone is like probably going to be the worst thing possible.
Dude,
like
that's the problem. Is I absolutely do.
See, I've got TikTok open here, right? And if I bring it to the side and say I pull down Discord, I can just like have two of them open at the fucking same time. So that, let me put it to the side, and then, but it gets even worse. So we've got two open there, and then let's say I want to open up YouTube as well. We've now got three of them fucking open, so I could be scrolling. I don't do this. I don't do this, but I could just be doing this. And then replying to you and also getting my YouTube content in. Obviously, I promise I don't do that. The furthest it goes is like, I'll maybe have like Messenger open when it's mid-conversation and just be like scrolling through TikTok. And then I'll stop and be like, you're a sick man.
my thing that I do that's embarrassing is I will, like cast my, like the video that I'm watching to my TV, and then I'll scroll while I'm like listening to the video. But half the time I'm like, I don't know what he's been saying the past 20 minutes. It's embarrassing.
I watched a movie the other day, and the entire movie I didn't check my phone, and I was like,
how did I do that? How did I do that? I'm the strongest man in the world.
But do you know what's bad? I used to be able to go into cinemas and like not have any itch to even go near my phone. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't touch my phone when I go into cinema. But when it's getting to like the last 30 minutes of the film, I'm just like, fucking hurry up. I need to unless it's a really good movie. I saw The Conjuring fucking 70 the other day, which one I don't know how many of them there are. It was a really bad movie. I know people seem to like it, but I thought it sucked. It wasn't scary at all. And Annabelle just keeps on coming out of nowhere. I don't know why, but I don't know if you've ever seen the Conjuring films, but yeah, I didn't like it, and I could tell because like by like the last 40, like, I just want to check. I was like, I just want to go on TikTok, man. I was like, Jesus, I need my brain rot.
Yeah, it's rough. But yeah, so like with the phone, the reason I was asking is because I haven't upgraded in a long time. Like I have the 13 still, and I need to just because honestly, mainly the battery life on this is like I have like 80% battery health now. And so it's just like it doesn't really even last all day, which is at the end of the world. No. Do I need a phone? Am I dying without it? No, but it's like for me, it's definitely I feel like it's worth upgrading now because it's been like a good almost I think like 4 years.
I've just said this phone has an 85% maximum capacity, and that's coming up to 2 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's not even that. That's not even that old.
Yeah,
like that's
I know you can get the. I know you can get the battery replacements, but it's like I don't know. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, I think I mean the only phones that have ever made me feel like man, I kind of want to try Android is the flips, just because they're cool and different. But
I'd say with you, if you haven't well, I know I technically haven't, but I've kept up to date with Android for quite a lot, like watching videos and stuff. But I'd say your best bet is waiting. If you were going to ever go to the Android flips, wait a year, I'd say. Because apparently iPhone are working. Like, they didn't have that much. Like, I know they had the Air, but like there wasn't anything significant, I'd say. Yeah, the Air does look pretty mad. I don't like it that much, but the thinness is wild.
I wouldn't. I don't think. I'll probably just get the Pro because I always get the Pro. This is a Pro. I'm not sure if I want to get the Max. This is a Max. And
this is a Max as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I need, the size really. But at the same time, I feel like it would feel weird to not have the size.
How much of the difference in size is there?
I think it's, I have no idea off the top of my head. I just know that it's, smaller for sure, and it would take some getting used to for me for sure. So
it is about half an inch smaller, I'd say, and I will just say to the audience listening right now, it's fine to be half an inch smaller. Don't worry.
No one will even really notice. All right, it's fine. But yeah, I thought that I would bring that up because I don't know, it's kind of on my mind right now because I've been thinking about the upgrade because it's been such a long time.
You definitely gonna do it then?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to upgrade for sure, and almost certainly it'll be just another iPhone. It's just easier that way for me. It would be nice, like I've thought, because like whenever one of the most annoying things is trying to like film videos on my iPhone and then get it on my PC.
Such a bitch.
Oh my God, dude. It's so annoying because I used to have I technically still do. I gave it to Amanda, but it's here. I have a a MacBook.
And it's way easier, isn't it?
Easy to edit. But like that, it would just be so much easier if I could just do the same thing on what I like AirDrop. If I could just AirDrop to my computer.
It's the ecosystems, man. They just want to keep it to their own products.
I hate it. Dude, I hate it so much because I like PC. Like I like PC. Definitely, I'm a PC fan. But as far as like phones, Apple, I've gotten so used to it. I don't know. First world problems for sure, but
Yeah, I mean, talking of first world problems, let's move into our first topic of the day. I've got my little presentation slide in front of me to make it easier for us. We're skipping past number 2. We'll do that next. We've been chatting for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know these sick bastards want to just hear us talk about Amberlynn Reid because you've not spoken about it, I believe, this new stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I think I've like I go through phases where I get very burnt out after a while, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm down to talk about it like on the podcast. It's definitely more fun, but like trying to make a video out of this for me personally, I'm just like, nah.
What's your thoughts of what's been going on in general? Like, not no commentary straight away on like what's been happening, but like just how are you feeling about everything that's transpired? Because for me, I don't know if I'm wrong here. You've covered the whole genre of Amberlynn Reid for a long time, but I'd say this is the most personal it's probably ever gotten. It just seems a bit much right now, and it's ironic coming from a guy that's just done an hour and 40-minute video about it.
Yeah.
But in the video, I'm literally saying I feel like this should be dealt with behind closed doors, but at the same time, there is also a part of me which there's understanding, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to navigate because at the same time, I feel like in these conversations about Amberlynn in particular, having any nuance just creates outrage. Like sometimes we'll say something which I think is quite nuanced, and people will be like, "Well, no, there's this and there's that and there's this," and it's like, it kind of makes you even not want to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of. I think like. One, I guess it's 2 words, but like the quickest way to describe it is just dumpster fire. is kind of what it feels like right now. Like just the stuff that's going on with family, which I know we'll get into. Dumpster fire. That's the best way that I can describe it.
It is an absolute mess. Now, for context of people that are listening and maybe not know about this,
you might honestly at this point you might know more than me right now with like the stuff that's happening currently, because I have very much so been like I'm not even going to look at it for a while. So I'm just putting that out there.
So basically, Amberlynn, she has been getting into public beef with her aunt, and it all spurred off from this Tammy drama. I've been describing this as like a trilogy. Like last year, you had the first part of where Tommy and Amberlynn were a thing, the feeder drama, and then there was part 2.
Emily, whatever.
There was part 2 last month with Emily and all that stuff that came on, and now we've got the ending trilogy where the family have come in and there's so much drama between, and it's getting to this ridiculous point now. And basically she started making a bunch of posts about Amberlynn and about Emily, calling her a feeder and stuff like that.
So she is Amberlynn's aunt.
Yes. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Amberlynn's biological aunt, the sister of her mother,
who she has mentioned a lot, and like I think the way that she got brought, I don't know, I could be wrong, but one of the previous things, the way that she got brought into Girl World is Amberlynn basically made a story that wasn't true, and she's since apologized, basically saying that my aunt, like didn't want to be part of my life because I'm fat. And like the aunt was very upset about that, and
the aunt's been releasing a lot of text messages showing that if anything ever weight related came out. See, I have some issues with this too, though, because like the aunt came out and showed DMs of where she is airing concern about Amberlynn's weight, but she's been posting these DMs. She posted these DMs back in 2017. Now maybe that was because of what you were just mentioning. Maybe the situation goes back all the way then, but she was going on forums on like Kiwi Farms and like spreading screenshots and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know if I'm just being me, but I feel like if you're going to expose a situation with DMs, you should do it in like an edited YouTube video or something on your own platform. Yeah. I feel like going around in these forums and spreading this sort of stuff, I just don't think it's going to help your case, because it's never going to look good, is it? Like, oh yeah, this person is exposing Amberlynn by going on to these forums and leaking a bunch of screenshots. It doesn't sound as right as it would be, oh yeah, she's made a YouTube video coming out and exposing the situation. Am I crazy for what I'm saying there?
No, I understand where you're coming from, but I can understand why the aunt would do that, because she doesn't seem like she's the most technologically savvy person, right? And so that's like the easiest way for her to kind of get that information out there. I mean, I think that there's another conversation of whether, it's the best thing to do as, someone's family member that's in the public eye. But I also understand that Amberlynn is probably very frustrating to deal with, especially behind the scenes. And if you really do feel like you're being misrepresented to hundreds of thousands possibly of people, it could feel very frustrating. And you're like, I feel like I want to, kind of like clear my name kind of thing. So the whole situation, I understand generally where Tammy, her aunt, is coming from, but I feel like what we've seen, especially with like some of the live streams, which we could get into, it's just like, oh, man, it's just hard to watch. Like, it's just hard to watch.
Yeah, and it turned into like a wave of allegations against each other, pretty much. Well, mainly Amberlynn directed towards Tammy. Like, well, actually, one thing that really felt, so the big like nail in the coffin for Amberlynn's situation was, this all started by Tammy going onto a live stream with another content creator, and Tammy basically alleged that Amberlynn had blackmailed Tammy in the past, because Tammy was in an abusive marriage. She started seeing another person as like a form of escape out of that marriage, and then Amberlynn basically went up to Tammy and said, "Oh, I wonder what would happen if your husband knew about what you're doing." And the reason she was doing that was because Amberlynn didn't want Tammy to kick her mum out of the house, so she was like, "I'm gonna blackmail you." And this was the allegation that Tammy originally made. And my problem instantaneously there was like, there's no evidence of this. Like, I would like to believe what you're saying, but there's no evidence. But then comes along Amberlynn Reid, gets on a live stream where she outright denies everything. She says, this is all a bunch of lies. I don't know why she's saying these things. I've never blackmailed her. And then 20 minutes later, she admits to the blackmail. She goes, "Oh yeah, sorry, 22-year-old Amberlynn Reid blackmailed you because she didn't want her mum going homeless." And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, even in points of where I want to like sit back, say, there's no evidence, I'm not going to commentate on this, I just don't get it, because there was no need to admit to it. Like, even from a villain's perspective, if you've known you've done it, I will never get the self-reporting.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there was, the live stream where they confronted each other, and that was just, dude, that was like, when I was first watching that, I was just like, why would you do this to yourself? Like, you could just not do that. I don't understand what.
She just could have like not answered the phone.
Not answered the phone, and it felt like.
But Amberlynn instigated it though. That's what I found interesting. Amberlynn,
I think in her head, she was thinking that stream, right, was going to make her look good, like in a weird way. Like by good I mean bad, but like people would sympathize for her. And like honestly, to an extent, I kind of felt that way for sure when I made my video like right after that stuff happened, because it's hard to watch someone get basically what felt like berated, right? And then not even really defend themselves. And like
but the defense she made in her next live stream was she said it was something to do I think she said it was her BPD, and I think she said it was like a side effect of where she was like
dissociation or whatever.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't, even if that's true, it's gotten to the point of where you say that in every single scenario. And this is like another problem. It's like, people out there think that Amberlynn Reid doesn't have BBD or doesn't have some mental illness. I fully believe
she clearly does. Like that's
absolutely
putting yourself in that position for the length of time that she did. It's one thing to maybe be like 5 minutes and be like, what am I doing? I'm out. Right? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
The
100%.
fact that she sat there and let it happen for so long and then continued and then still streamed for a good amount of time until she's taken this break is just, it doesn't even register. Like that's just not normal human behavior, in my opinion.
It's weird because I know people want us to like come after. Like I've done my videos, I've done my criticisms, and I like to come onto this podcast and be a bit more nuanced about it in a sense of like we have more time to just like freely converse about this and express our thoughts. And like I said in my video, I think what would be best for Amber, because if you guys didn't know, she has now quit the internet for 2 months. She's left. She's coming back in November. Most likely for Vlogmas, let's be real. She's going to come back because she wants to get that Christmas CPM.
I mean, this is what she says, right? There have been many times where I'm gone forever, and then 2 weeks later, hey guys, or not even that long, right? Like,
do you think she'll come back before?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know for sure, but the history shows like there's been times where she's like, I'm done, and then literally the next day there's a video uploaded. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So she's definitely been gone for longer than, that for sure. I'm curious to see how long it lasts for sure.
Yeah, but I said in my video, like, I think if she's going to quit, she should quit permanently, pretty much. Because, like, I feel like at this point, you need to look at the fact that you're beefing with your family publicly.
Yeah.
You're bringing in your nan into this conversation, your mother into this conversation, your aunt into this conversation. Everyone knows about your business. Everything is going wrong. Your ex-partner, or maybe even still your current partner, is publicly beefing with you. At what point do you look at your life and realize this shit? I mean, she knows it. I know she knows it.
Yeah.
But what point is it going to get to Amberlynn where she starts to think to herself, even the financial incentives aren't incentivizing anymore? Because obviously we know the only reason she's doing this is because it makes money.
Yeah.
Like, she even says in her streams, oh, this is going to make me money. This is going to make me more popular, or something like that. Like, she says it in quite a lot of this drama. And I know a lot of it is her coping, but at the same time, it's true. And it's like,
true, for sure. It's true. Yeah.
When will it get to the point where she's like, actually, no, I can't do this anymore? Do you think there's a breaking point, or do you think it's just far gone?
I think that there is definitely a breaking point, but I think it's probably further along than for most people, than it would be for most people. I think because sadly the truth is Amberlynn is in a position where work for her would be hard to find, right? I think that's very, I don't think she would even disagree with that. I think she very much so understands the position that she's in. And so,
and it's not just because of who she is. She has to deal with a bunch of societal issues. She's a big girl. Like, she's going to have to, and that is difficult. Getting a normal job, it can be difficult at that weight.
Yeah.
And also, she's a very mentally ill person. And I'm not just saying that to be like berating, but like, she is mentally ill. She struggles to do the average normal YouTube level of job. So how would she survive in a 9-to-5? And I guess that does answer my own question of like, the breaking point is going to have to be a severe breaking point. But there have been cases in the past where like people constantly act crazy online. Like Gabby Hanna, for example, she went on like a streak of like 4 years straight. She was just like constant, never ending stuff. She'd leave, but she'd come back and be even worse. But it does seem now she has actually quit. So like, well, quit at least being crazy on the internet. But it feels that there is cases of where people go through these like locale like statuses and they can eventually get away from it. But it's like with Amberlynn, if she's not going to quit fully in this situation, I struggle to see another situation where she quits.
Yeah, especially, yeah, I agree. And like, I think a big part of it really is her weight, right? And while it seems like it's almost a given at this point, like it's almost like no one really even talks about it. And like, let's be real, I used to try and bring it up in every video, not to be like, she's fat, right? But I tried to like connect it to my channel, ObeseToBeast.
I did the same. Yeah.
But at this point, it's just gotten to where it's almost like a second thought. It's not even mentioned. But
every Amberlynn Reid video I made up until like 2024, I'd say, there was a reference to the weight stuff in the sense of like, I wanted that to be the main conversation because it always was the main conversation. And it's almost like it was the most ethical conversation in a weird way, you know? Like, I almost didn't want to get involved in this drama. And I'll admit, I used to look at, well, I still do look at a lot of the people in the community that criticize Amberlynn Reid as fucking nuts. Like, I think so many people in that community are insane people who are, if not more insane than Amberlynn Reid. But at the same time, there is a lot of justification for speaking about Amberlynn, unfortunately. Yeah. Like I can see why people do, and I can see why people are so interested in Amberlynn because it's like never ending. And there's like a part of me that's like, does she just enjoy it? Like in a sick way? Like, is this like a thing where she's like, oh, this terrible thing has happened in my life. That's my rent paid for the next month.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I would be too surprised if that was the case. But the reason I was even talking about the weight is because I feel like if she did get that under control and like seriously got it under control, man, like the options that she would have would open up so drastically. And I as much as, you know, I think that she's made a lot of mistakes and isn't the best person, I think like I do hope that she's able to get that situated and like who knows, like how freaking funny would it be if she came back to YouTube with Nikocado style, right? Not obviously she's only been gone for a few months, right? But say in those few months she lost like a significant amount of weight, man. I think that would be pretty crazy. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not.
Do you think if Amberlynn went away for a few months and came back and she was like skinny, like Nikocado, what do you think the community reaction would be? Because I genuinely do actually think you would have a familiar, maybe not to the same extent, but I think there would actually be people being like, oh shit, man. Like, and I think it wouldn't be the people that are, because like there is a core of so with the Amberlynn verse, you have your very core people that follow everything, right? Absolutely everything. Then you have the middle circle of people, right? And that's the people that they're watching an Amberlynn video now and again, but they know the weight loss stuff. And that's to them, like it was to us for a while, the main storyline, the weight loss. They know a little bit about the drama, but not that much. And then you have the outer field who only know the weight stuff. And I think the small group right in the center who know everything is a very small vocal group. And I know that based on my YouTube views, because if I feel like if that group was bigger, the videos that people are making would be getting more views, you know? Because Amberlynn videos don't do as well as they used to do. No, like they just don't. Yeah. I'm so locked in a conversation that I continue to speak about it though. Yeah. But they like an Amberlynn video 5 years ago, for me, I've looked at the views, 800,000 views, 1 million views. Like it used to do good numbers. Now it's still decent. It's not what it was. And it's because it's that core group of people. Yeah. So I think if Amberlynn lost all of that weight, all of those people that used to follow Amberlynn and all the drama would come back and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're doing so great. I'm so proud of you. And I think it would flood out all of the people that are being like, well, she's done this and she's done that and she's done this. So I think overall, if she did lose a load of weight, rightly or wrongly, I think it would have a major benefit on her career and her as a person.
I think to an extent. I think it would make it would make commentary channels do well for a bit, because those thumbnail, like, you know, with the Nikocado stuff, like I made some videos on those videos did well. Like
Oh, bro, I remember the easiest video I've ever made.
Dude.
Fire up OBS, record a video, because oh god, I'm still salty about the Nikocado situation. I did a 7-hour video. Yeah. 7 hours, bro. I've never done one since because I'm so traumatized.
Yeah.
And then I'm still convinced to this day that man was just waiting for a commentary channel to dupe them, and it was me. And I uploaded a video just being like, "You got me."
Yeah.
And I got 700,000 views in a day, bro.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, and so like I think that it would do well for commentary channels, but I think that there is, and I've said this in videos in the past, there is a big difference between Nikocado and Amberlynn, because
Nicocado's an entertainer.
It was, and it was an act for the most part. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying he's a great person and like whatever, like discounting the things that he did, right? But it was, for me, I've talked about this a million times when I've talked about Nick. It felt weird because it felt like I was talking about like a WWE's persona. You know, like,
man.
It's not like I was really talking about a person. With Amberlynn,
He was the heel constantly.
Yeah, with Amberlynn, in my opinion,
She's
it's
real,
clear
man.
that this is who she is. You know,
bro, I don't care what anyone says. This shit is not fake. And that's why I still talk about it, because it's almost fascinating. With Nick, it was boring to talk about Nick.
Yeah,
like my video was different because it was like just a complete storyline of everything.
Telling everything that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what pissed me off about the video, because everyone was like, "Oh, he's done a big expose." It wasn't a fucking expose.
Yeah.
It was just a storyline.
Yeah.
Sorry. But with Amberlynn, it's all real.
Yeah.
It's all real, and that's what's insane. Like with the Emily stuff, her previous partner fucking died, dude.
Yeah.
Like this shit is real, man.
Yeah.
Like it's so many tragedies that have happened in this story. Like the stuff, like these even with like the allegations and stuff, and the stuff we're gonna get into in a second. With like, she's going to court, bro. There's a small court like doing a case between Amberlynn and her aunt.
Yeah,
this is real stuff, man.
Yeah, but just to finish the thought, because I do want to get into that, because that's very interesting, and that's what I don't know that much about it, so I'm excited to kind of hear. But the reason I don't think it would be as much of a big deal is that Amberlynn, because it is really who she is, I think that those people that don't like her would stick around and be like, no, this person's a bad person. I don't care about the weight. Like the weight doesn't matter to me, right? Yeah. And the thing with Nick, it was like a big deal, and then now it's like,
I don't want to be that guy, but
on,
I feel like our prediction was kind of right about Nick. Bro's not doing too well to like view, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
But it was always going to happen, because when your entire shtick is, I've put on £7 million and I'm disabled, and now you're no longer £7 million and you're no longer disabled, and you're just Nicholas. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's. I mean, if I started uploading videos of me opening Pokemon packs, that's gonna get like 2,000 views. Yeah. Like, let's be real, because I'm not a Pokemon card YouTuber. I'm a commentary YouTuber that speaks about things.
It's how
like, people subscribe to you for something.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually read today that some like a data analysis from YouTube revealed that if you say right now, right, if you private all of your videos and you start uploading different content, none of those videos will be pushed to your subscribers, because it's something to do with the fact that like your channel gets a label based on your views, based on your videos of what it's specifically meant to be around. And if you start uploading like completely separate content, they will just nuke your channel pretty much. And it's like, unfortunately, I think that probably would happen if Amberlynn stopped doing all this drama stuff, which is why I said, like, I think if there was going to be a breaking point, it would have to be a pretty severe breaking point. And by the way, I'm not encouraging that. Yeah. I'm just giving like analysis over, what I think is the case with Amberlynn here, because as you said, she's coming back. We know she's coming back, and it probably will be before November. Yeah. It's definitely going to be in December, because Amberlynn can't miss Vlogmas. Let's be real,
dude. She loves a Vlogmas. She loves to
those fucking annoying ass videos.
She loves to say she's going to do Vlogmas, and then
she'll do it for 7 videos, and the videos will be titled "My Life Is Hell," exposing myself, reacting to me exposing myself, and you'll click on the video, and it's like, hi guys, my life sucks. Now watch what I did today, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Bye guys. And then that's it. sometimes you get a little like sparkle animation
Yep,
like,
yep,
for vlogmas
yep.
and stuff. Like, oh man, I'm getting like flashbacks to like literally last year because I remember having to sift through all those videos because like my last video I did before I went away for Christmas was like an Amberlynn Reid. It was a deep dive into the feeder drama, and there were so many videos with like big impactful titles, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to go through another drama video where I've got to sit for Amberlynn and speaking about it. But it's like, nope, 5 seconds of oh yeah, this sucks. That's the title. Done. And it's like, I kind of respect it, to be honest with you, because every single video got around 70,000 views, so it worked for her clearly, you know. But yes, aside from all of that, all the drama with Aunt Tammy, it all kicked off. Everyone was talking about it. There were so many videos and live streams, like honestly, too many live streams. It was getting a bit ridiculous. I can't lie to you. Having to sit, like, I've got a researcher that goes through it all, but obviously I've also got to go through it all, and it's like, Jesus Christ, Lord, give me strength. How many 2-hour live streams can human beings possibly do in the space of 2 weeks? It is insane, the amount of content.
They're just so boring, dude. Respectfully, but like, it's just it is so hard to watch. Like, so I got to a point, and you can call me lazy, I would just watch the highlights after someone would clip it up, and I mean, still be like 40 minutes, but much easier than 2 hours.
Because half of it is just like pure utter shit. Like, it is just like people talking over each other, absolute nonsense, and then every 20 minutes there may be something, and it's like, especially with Amberlynn streams, it's like, my god, bro, like, just get to the fucking point. Like, you've done this big impactful thing, and it's like, we need YouTube videos to come back. We need people to start making YouTube videos again, so I could actually like make my videos at a quick rate. Honestly, it would just help me out so much, because Amberlynn did like 8 2-hour live streams in a week. On some days she'd do multiple streams, and I'm like, bro, there's not enough time in the week for this, man. Yeah, dude. They need to add another hour. They need to be 25 hours in a day, because it was getting too much. But aside from all of that, she has left YouTube, and it mainly comes down to the fact that she is now going through a court case with her Aunt Tammy. She's currently being sued in a small claims court by Tammy in a court in Oklahoma County between plaintiff Tammy Robertson and defendant Amberlynn Reid. Now, I don't know if there's ever been a lawsuit in the Amberverse before, but I think this is the first time this has happened, right?
Maybe. I won't say yes or no, but it's definitely not. I don't think I've ever covered like an actual lawsuit. I was actually surprised because I saw like a community post of one of the reaction channels saying that Tammy had filed a lawsuit, and at first I was like, yeah, we'll see. But then it's actually happening, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, the court documents are available, and they were available pretty quickly from what I saw. And it's interesting. Tammy is apparently indebted $5,000. Now, I'm not a legal person, but I believe that means that's what she could win, right? $5,000.
I'm not a legal person either.
I'm sure we're gonna get someone being like, "You guys are so wrong on all of this."
That's fine.
We welcome it. We get it every week. But what makes this interesting is apparently we could see footage of the court case. Apparently a lot of small claims court in Oklahoma County are recorded or live streamed and uploaded onto YouTube. And like, bro, can you imagine Amberlynn Reid in a court? Do you remember when Onision went to court? Obviously, they're nowhere near each other, but like, it was such an iconic moment of Onision stood in the courtroom in his AstroTurfs and everything like that.
No, I don't remember that, but I definitely like. If it actually ends up that actually happens, that'll be very interesting. I definitely feel like, maybe this is me being completely wrong and cynical, but I don't think that it'll actually happen.
I think it'll be settled. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I don't think it'll happen, but maybe. I mean, maybe. And like, dude, imagine the world where Amberlynn does go to court for this, and then she just wrecks her aunt, and then she ends up getting paid. Oh my god! Imagine how she would act. This is what I thought, bro. I was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm just saying, in the eyes of the law,
haven't these two both slandered each other? You could say that Aunt Tammy's got all the screenshots and proof which push a narrative into a certain way, and yes, Amberlynn admitted to blackmail, but there have been a lot of claims thrown around by both parties, and that's why I don't think it's going to really go anywhere. I think it probably will be settled, because Tammy has said a lot of shit, like a lot of shit. She has been on multiple live streams, and the fact is, in America, it doesn't matter if you're telling the truth in a court case. That doesn't mean fucking anything, bro. If you're saying someone did something bad, regardless of if it's true, they'll still sue you for defamation. So honestly, if Amberlynn launched a counterclaim, I would not be surprised. Because that's just, why wouldn't she at this point, It would just make sense. Now, apparently, as I've got written down here, claims in a small court can be between $2,500 and $25,000. I imagine Amberlynn Reid has the money to pay that if it even does get to that. But as I said, I don't think it will get to that. And because of that, Amberlynn made a stream which lasted about 10 minutes, basically claiming she's done, she's quitting. She also did make an interesting claim saying that she could have sued other people in the past but never chose to. And I actually agree with her. I think Amberlynn definitely could have sued some people at some point of time.
Yeah, I think that she definitely, that's something she could have done. The way that I see it, and I think the reason why I was like, I'm just going to take a step back, is because for me, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but it doesn't seem like Tammy is the most mentally stable person, okay? And through hearing how she sounds on live streams and the things she says and the way that she writes stuff, I don't feel like this is someone that is just the most stable. And then it definitely feels like, and this isn't just feels like, this is what I've seen on like Reddit and stuff like that.
It sounds like she's gone through a lot of shit over her life.
Yeah, for sure, right? Like she's had a tough life, but it seems like people are using someone like her who has a lot of things that she's been through, and they're just using it for their enjoyment, and they are egging her on because they just think it'll be funny, right? Like pushing this to this apex is funny to them. And I understand that. Like if I just didn't care about the fact that these are actual people, right? And like I saw this as a Nikocado version of someone just being silly and being over the top, then I'd be all for it. Just go take it as far as you want. But like these are real people, at least it feels like to me. These are real people. And it feels like people are just pushing them to this, not because they actually care. And they like, I really want Aunt Tammy to get the justice she deserves. Maybe there's people out there, I'm sure there'll be comments of like, no, I really care. But I've seen the comments of people being like, I don't care. I just want it to keep going. That's all. That's what the care is.
It's saying it's the most entertaining drama of the year, which, to be fair, it is. Like it is. But I think when you're directly involved with somebody and that's your mentality, that's not necessarily a good thing. And the problem is Tammy is clearly very upset and emotionally hurt by whatever has transpired in her family. Amberlynn has admitted to blackmailing her in a very disgusting scenario where it could have actually resulted in some seriously terrible things happening to Tammy in a very abusive marriage. And I can understand why she would be upset, but you're right, there are people definitely egging her on. And I think there are people that do care. There are some that do. But as you said, some people are just treating this like regular drama. But now that has turned into a legal battle of where somewhat, like the main reason, I didn't mention before, the main reason this is all going to court is because Amberlynn she made a live stream where she was all really happy and smiley, joking around, and she basically made the allegation that that Tammy is not just a pedophile sympathizer, but she actively basically silenced victims. And she was really happy when she came out of this information. She was like, I've just got this tea. I'm going to spill some tea today. And it's like, as much as Tammy is being encouraged by people, bro, if that was me, I'd be doing the exact same thing at that point of time. If somebody's going to say that about me, best believe I'm coming out like I'm cooking people if that's
Yeah.
happening, and I will be coming out of court cases, because that was definitely the most serious allegation that came from it, and it was weird because Amberlynn in her video was like gleeful that she had this allegation about somebody that had supposedly done these terrible things, and apparently there are a bunch of victims out there, and Amberlynn was just smiling. Oh, this is the tea. This is the tea. And it's like, when you're really deep it is pretty messed up. Like, it is entertaining at face value, and I'm guilty of, participating in that myself. But like, when you really think about it for a second, it is very messed up. Like, imagine just throwing these allegations out there about somebody that you don't like. Yeah. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. And I think the problem is, it's like, when you have nuance like we're trying to do right now, it almost feels like you're like not like you're not on you're trying to not be on the right side. Almost, you're trying to almost support Amberlynn, but it's like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no,
but
definitely not.
I think there is, with this situation, it's so personal. With the regular sort of egging on and like trying to get more drama to continue, I feel like in this situation, maybe that's not the best idea, just because of how sensitive this is getting. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously, Tammy has the right to defend herself, right? If like these are claims that are that are not true, obviously I don't know, but if these are truly claims that are not true, that someone is making this claim to their thousands and thousands of live stream watchers, but then on top of that, right, all the other people that are going to hear it, basically hundreds of thousands of people. I understand being upset about that. The problem that I have is not the fact that Tammy is suing her, right? It's just the fact that this is becoming, it's just becoming more drama, right? And like, that's the way people are treating it, and like the egging.
To be fair, I do think it's kind of hard not to, though, just because of what Amberlynn has represented in the last decade. I think like, when you've built that brand, like even in my video, like to be fair, I will give credit, actually. I've just come to my mind. As much as there were people egging on Tammy in the past, there were a lot of people telling her to not go on Amberlynn's live stream.
Yeah.
So like, there definitely was people out there. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. I even said it in my video. There's like a sick part of me that's like, no, get on that fucking live stream. This is like modern day gladiators, man. It's like a blood sport. We want all the, like, there is a real sick part of me that does understand why people do it, because it can be really funny. It can. And like, I know people don't want to say it. I know, like, but like, I think the problem is like, when you're constantly consuming the information and when you constantly see all the things happening, and it does get to a point of where it is getting bad. It's getting really bad, and you start to think about it outside from the chaos and wanting the blood and everything like that. I should say metaphorically there, by the way. Yeah. You kind of realize, step back. Maybe this is going a bit too far. Like, maybe this is, in times of like need, we need some sensibleness, and that's why we're on a podcast right now. But just the fact that this has gone to court, there's nods allegations, there's covering up allegations, and so many other things. It's just like, I didn't expect it to get to this time last year. Like, if you told me in 2024 this would have all resulted in Amberlynn Reid going to court with her biological aunt, I probably would have believed you, but it still would have been a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think the reason that I feel so uncomfortable, I guess, is maybe the right term. Because I know
you're uncomfortable as well. Like, I know you're like, because some people will be like, oh, you're just trying to set defense. But like, no, you want to, you talk about Amberlynn on your channel, but in a lot of situations. And you could have easily made a video on this and got good views from it, definitely. So I know we've spoken behind closed doors. I know that this is like a thing which definitely to you is not great.
Yeah, I think like I don't know why. Like, I really, because I don't want it to ever seem like I'm being like, oh, if you are enjoying this, then you're a bad person. That's not how, like, what I'm trying to say, right? Whenever I do these, whenever we talk about this stuff, because I definitely am more, I don't even want to say empathetic, because then again, it makes it seem like I'm like better, but I try to understand where Amberlynn is coming from as much as I can, right? Yeah. And try not to just throw stones, which is very easy with Amberlynn, because she says so many things that just come back to bite her, really. I think part
Even
of it
the blackmail
is,
stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's just so much. Like she makes the wrong decision at every turn,
every
dude.
point.
Every turn, it's like, God dang, dude. Like, please just get off. Which this seems like at least you made the right decision. As far as, you know, like people that probably actually care about her, like maybe her mom or something like that, is probably like, thank God she finally actually got off, right? But like I think part of the big reason is seeing her mom, right? And the relationship that it seems like they are trying to build from the stories that, obviously, you know, Amberlynn is not the most reliable narrator, but like the stories that Amberlynn has told about how her mom was in the past and how she was very much so in addiction and really did ruin her life for a while, and the fact that she's been able to get out of it and has been healing. I get really worried seeing her mom kind of in the middle of this, right? Because I have, you know, very similar, we were brought up very similarly, right? With my parents and stuff like that, and drugs and all of that, right? Being taken away, all of that stuff, is that like, I would just hate that this stuff being something that causes her mom to go back into that, right? And obviously Amberlynn's mom is an adult. She can make her own decisions. It's not like, but it's just like, damn. I think that that's part of it. And I'm not saying for sure. I haven't really given that much thought, but I'm trying to, because I do understand like some of the criticism I get is like being offensive or like, you know, being in the middle and you're too nice. And I definitely understand, like there's definitely times where I have been quote unquote too nice, or I haven't really, you know, like been able to like really point at these criticisms and be like, hey, no, this is wrong. Because I really do try to understand where Amberlynn is coming from. But, you know, I think a lot of it stems from her mom, and maybe, you know, people might say that's intentional, right? Amberlynn does that on purpose. So you feel bad for her. So you know, and that might be true, you know? And so more than anything, I'm just trying to maybe explain why I sometimes feels like maybe I am like more on Amberlynn's side than most other people would be. It's more just me. I think a lot of times maybe it's just being contrarian, maybe because like it's so easy to be against her. Like it's just so easy because of, again, every decision she makes is the wrong one, right? And so it's like I try to understand.
She's just a walking nightmare. Like she does everything wrong. It's crazy. It's like she's like a comic book character. Like she'd walk down the road and it's like the piano falls in her head, man. Like she'd like it's like everything this woman does. It's like it's almost ridiculous. There is a part of me that's like, surely this is intentional. Like you can't be this bad at just being a human being. Like everything you do is just ridiculous. It's like full on comedic. Like, and that's why it's got to a point of where even I'm like, well, this is just funny. Like this, like go ahead and just clash, because like honestly, it's like gotten to a point of where like, bro, I don't even know. Like it just every day there's something else, man. And maybe to you, maybe like obviously it's very personal things there, but maybe it has gotten to the point of where you're like,
yeah,
it's enough. It's too much. It's almost too much, you know.
Yeah, like I said, I go through phases, right, where I just need to take some time off, and luckily it seems like, I mean, there's always more stuff that's going on, but as far as like the live streams and the YouTube videos have kind of subsided for a little bit, so I've been able to kind of move on a little bit, and like I'll get back into it, I'm sure. But I definitely was like, I just need some time away from this, because it's just
100%, way too much, bro. Like honestly, I was actually no. Well, I was actually. I think I mentioned it before. I was considering actually doing another iceberg on Amberlynn, because the last time I did that was 2020 or 2021, and I feel like the amount of things that have happened since then is just ridiculous. And it could easily be like a 4-hour video. And maybe then it won't be, but I'd be like, maybe then that's like my take my hat off, walk into the sunset, you know. Say goodbye, Amberlynn Reid. That's but it won't be. But that would be that's a nice dream, you know.
Yeah, I never want to make that claim, because I don't want to be a liar.
Yeah, no, you never want to be that guy. Be like, I'm never covering this thing again, and then you cover it like next week.
Yeah,
I am actually working on another iceberg video right now. I won't say who, but they do live in the good state of New York City. That's all I'll say. Some people listening will get what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. It's because I was gonna do a whole like video story, like going through the whole story, but so many other people have done that, but no one's done an iceberg. So I was like, I'm your man. I haven't done a 4 or 5 hour video in a long time, so It's time. It's time, baby.
When you
Bring it back.
when you record like the longer videos, do you do it in sections? Do you like plan it out? Like, I want to record up until this point of the video, and then I will.
I'll write
wait
the
a
entire
day
script. I'll research and write the entire script. With the icebergs, it's more research and scripting at the exact same time because you're going through a topic, research, write the script. It's like a repeat. Topic, research, write. Topic, research, write until you get to the very bottom, pretty much. And then I'll change up the script a little bit, make it a bit more functional. And then, given the script is probably about 30,000 words, I will then basically record it in like I'll record for about 2 hours. I'd say that maybe not 2 hours, maybe like an hour and a half. Because recording, I'm quite like loud.
Yeah.
I'm a very physical talker. I'm moving my hands constantly, and honestly, I burn calories, bro, when I record videos because I'm like so like emotive, I'd say, and I'm constantly moving. I'm speaking quite loudly, more than my regular talking voice. So it takes a lot of energy. Like when I record YouTube videos on those days, I'm hungry, man, because I've burnt calories whilst doing that on top of everything else. But yeah, so I will do it in sections, and then I'll edit the section, and then I'll go. It's like basically how I kind of run it is usually I'll do like 3 big sections. So like an hour and a half, an hour and a half, and an hour and a half. And I treat it like I'm doing 3 separate YouTube videos pretty much. And like mentally in my head, that makes it a lot easier to kind of comprehend because then it's like 1's done, 2's done, and then 3, and that's all completely finished.
Have you ever had a video that you're working on that was like long that you recorded a good amount and then you were just like, I'm not putting this up?
Yeah.
That would suck,
I
dude.
have. It's fucking nightmare, bro. Or like where you just get like sometimes I've worked on a video for like months and I haven't uploaded in ages. Like this happened with my 8 passengers one. Worked on it for months and I just had like almost a writer's block. I just couldn't do it for some reason. And then eventually I did do it and I uploaded it and it got demonetized and because of that it got completely taken out of the algorithm. So it just didn't. I don't know what that's on now. Like let me see. But that video never gets any views and it's probably like one of my most researched long videos.
That
ever.
is the worst feeling ever, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost on 1 million views now, but like it's been sat around the same level for so long. But still, no money from that video because they completely demonetized the topic, which was a shame. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't care what anyone says. I deserve to be paid for my work. Like I'm not a charity case, bro. I'm not uploading videos if they're not monetized, unless. Like, if there's something really serious and I truly am passionate for it, I'll probably upload a video. Like the Eugenia videos, for example, I knew they're not going to make money on those things, but I care about that topic quite a lot. But like, it's mainly with long videos. Ain't no fucking way I'm making a 5-hour video if I'm not getting paid. Like, no way. That's too much work, bro. That's hundreds of hours of work.
I can't even imagine that. That would be so frustrating, bro. Okay, so another...
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. My computer died. My camera died. Everybody died. Not great. Not a great time. But yeah, what were we talking about?
Okay, so I was about to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you seen the documentary on Netflix about the catfish mom?
No, I've been meaning to watch this, bro. Is it good?
Oh my god. Yes, it is. Well, I don't want to spoil it, so you should watch it. I was going to ask you what you thought about it.
Give me like the premise of it, though. Sell it to me.
Well, okay, so it's not really. I mean, I guess it's kind of spoilers, but I mean, it's like everyone already knows the big twist, but I don't feel like the twist, like it getting spoiled, ruins it. But I don't know. I'll try and explain it without the twist. So there's this teenager young lady that starts getting these really weird text messages sent to her and her boyfriend, right? From an unknown number. I think that's the name of the documentary, Unknown Number or something like that. And these text messages get more and more vulgar and very just strange. And they're centered around this couple, right? Because they're like young, 14, 15 or something like that. And it's like, I want to, your boyfriend actually loves me. And we like, it's very vulgar. Like he licks my, and I make him, out of his, what, and like all over my tits and they just very vulgar and they just constant, like going on and on and on. And this documentary is about finding out who is sending these messages. And
I imagine it's someone they know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's hard because that is, it's like, oh, well, you know, someone being weird, but it's the twist of who it is crazy. And
is
then,
it like is it a one episode thing?
Yeah, it's a documentary, so it's not a docuseries, which is nice because you don't have to sit through 7 episodes to find out who it is. You find out like halfway through the documentary who it is, and it is not someone that you would ever think would do and like the thing that's crazy is that these text messages, they start to be like, you should yourself,
really,
right, to the young girl.
I want to watch this now. How long is it?
It's like an hour and a half, I think, or something like that. And like they get crazy, but then they start like stalking the boyfriend, and they end up. So the whole point was, you know, it seemed like this person wanted the two of them to break up. Yeah. They end up doing that because it's miserable. They're getting 50 texts a day, basically, right? And so, but then this number starts texting this girl that the ex-boyfriend now met from like far away, and they started dating. This person doesn't even live in the same area, right? And then the number starts texting that girl and saying crazy stuff, and then the boy ends up breaking up with that. And then there's like the whole show is about trying to find out who it is, and there's some girls that are in in like the same age group that people think it might be, and then they do a bunch of digging on who that and I don't, again, the twist is crazy, and so
I really want to watch it. You've sold me, bro.
I definitely don't want to spoil it, but it is like crazy, bro. You're just like watching it, and I can't imagine doing this to a person, let alone that's all I'm gonna say. I don't anything else I'd say would definitely spoil, but
yeah,
it's crazy, dude. You definitely should check it out. 100%.
No, I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I've been meaning to watch it, but I've been waiting to watch it with my girlfriend. So I'll do that this weekend because it sounds. I love catfish the thing stuff. Is, like, it's so interesting.
And if you, and I would even encourage, if someone like is what they're like, oh yeah, I heard the twist already. It was spoiled by me from like, I think my sister posted like a meme. Right, it's still worth watching. Like, it's still worth watching, even if you know the twist. 100%.
Did you watch the Netflix show / documentary about the girl that fell off the cruise?
No, I haven't.
There's going to be a lot of people who are listening that I think have watched it. So basically, it's about this woman that supposedly fell off a cruise, right? And she was on the cruise, I believe, with her family. She was like, the night before, she was like drunk. She went back to her apartment, and there was like a load of suspicious things happening. Pretty much, I'm not going to spoil anything because I highly recommend watching it. Yeah, so she goes back to her cabin, and apparently she falls off the side because she's like so drunk.
Yeah.
But like, there's like so much like lore to it, basically. There's like people that she was interacting with beforehand, and people thought like maybe they trafficked her, because it goes into this thing of basically there's like a nearby island so where they were stopped, I believe they were like docked at an island. So people were basically stating that they smuggled this girl off the island, because pretty much there have been multiple sightings of this girl since her death, or since she went missing. And there's this one dude who's like, I think there's like 4 people that have done polygraphs claiming that this girl has gone up to them in like a panic, claiming it's her, and they just didn't do anything because they didn't know who she was or what she was basically saying. And they did the polygraph lie detector tests, and they all passed it for not lying. And there was this one guy in particular who, the reason he said that he didn't report that it was her was because he was an ex-Navy guy, and he was going to this island where he was just staying there with the Navy, and he basically went to a brothel to try and get some, and in the brothel, the girl was there, and he knew it was her, but he didn't report it because he didn't want to be court-martialed, pretty much. And there's like tons of other stuff. The one more scary thing is there's this photo where it is literally visually identical to the girl, pretty much, and it was uploaded online to like a sex slave website, pretty much, and the next day after it gets reports, gets completely nuked. They have never found the source to the photo. They've never found the people that made that website. Never, ever again. It was just on the deep web, and it got nuked, and there was so much other stuff there. And I remember going into the story being like, she obviously fell off the side of the ship. There's no way anything sus happened. But there's some weird stuff, man. They interview like the cabin crew, and the cabin crew are really weird, man. Like they're very coy about everything. But it gets even weirder because there's this one guy in particular who was from the band, right? And he was dancing with the girl the night before she went missing, and there was like a lot of weird interactions apparently, and pretty much, cut long story short, he was accused of being a big part of this whole storyline of taking her and stuff like that. And there's this big plot twist almost where on episode 3 his daughter comes into the show and is basically against her dad. Like I don't know if she directly says it, but she like questions him. She rings him up being like, what happened with this woman? Like she's basically accusing him of everything, his own daughter. So she believes it. And it's like this really wild story. And like personally, it's so insane that I just don't know if it's real. But like there are so many things that just don't add up. And there's also this other weird thing of where basically for like the last 10 years or something, every time it comes around Christmas, every single time it comes around her birthday, there's an IP in the same location of where there have been sightings of her, reported sightings of her, that appears on her birthday and Christmas Day on the website of her missing page, of where it's viewing the photos of her and her family every Christmas and every birthday or something along those lines. Jeez. It's so fucking weird, man. But I don't really know if there will ever be any resolution in that case, because it pretty much just ends as like, well, she's never been found. She has been, I don't know if she's ever been reported officially dead, but they never found a body or anything like that. Nothing ever washed up on the shore. So yeah, really, really weird story.
Yeah, dude. Like it's always, I don't know, whenever someone goes overboard, I just assume that they're going to be dead.
100%.
Like there was, did you hear about that story about the dad that like his kid went overboard and he jumped down after them and actually got them?
Yeah, man.
Which is like apparently like 1 in a million. Like the fact that they were actually able to get them.
Because the current should bring you under. When there's also the current of the boat, because the boat drags things into it. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the videos where people are like jet skiing and like they go past a ship and it drags them into the fucking that shit's crazy, man. And to dive, not just dive, like, because the thing is with diving, right, you need to be good at diving. Like to like jump off a ship, like you need to land that properly, because that could be a hard slap that could injure you. So he does a perfect dive. He dives into the water, manages to get his panicking daughter, and still remain afloat the whole time. Apparently, he was afloat for like 15 minutes or something like that, which is insane, man. That's like some like like, you know, you always hear stories about like the mum lifting up the car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's very familiar like that.
Yeah. I mean, good for him, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely watch that documentary. Like.
You should watch the documentary that I recommended, and I'll watch that one, and we should come back with our thoughts on it. The other one, the one I recommended, is a few episodes long, to be fair, but even if you watch an episode, I'd be interested to know your thoughts, because it is a really weird story. I'll try and find the name of it. I'm sure it's set up because they've now got that Netflix series where they go through like individual stories, haven't they? Have you seen that?
Yeah,
and I really like that series because just
Untold or whatever.
It's called. There was the one about the kid that went up in the sky in the balloon, and it turned out he wasn't even there, and the whole thing was a hoax.
Yeah.
I remember when that was happening in like 2009.
Yeah, and then there was the Liver King one.
Yeah,
which apparently kind of ruined his life, and it's been a whole thing. That's the aftermath of that, and then there was, I don't know if it was a Untold one, but did you watch the one about the poop cruise?
I still haven't watched it.
I mean, it's less like, you know, crazy, but just like, oh my god, I can't imagine. I don't want to go on a cruise. I don't ever want to go on a cruise. I'm good.
I have friends that are always like, bro, do you want to come on this cruise with us? That they went on the cruise recently, and I was like, I'm good, man. I'm good.
No, thank you.
I've never really understood I get it if you're old. But I've never really understood it young. I feel like I'd get really bored. Like, I get you stopping places, but if I was like, say if we're doing a cruise of Europe and we stop in like, I don't know, Venice. Bro, I want to stay in Venice for like 4 days then. I want to explore, man.
I don't want to walk around.
Yeah.
Being like somewhere where you there's not much to do. I would lose my mind.
Especially surrounded by
like,
the
I like
same
to
people
relax.
every day.
Yeah, like I like to relax, but I like for a few hours, and then I
I'm a
want to
big-
get up and do something.
I don't know
wanna
about
walk
you, but
around, man.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm not a relaxed guy on holidays. I did a relaxation holiday when I went to Turkey, and it was probably my least favorite holiday of the last ones I've done like in the last 3 years, because every holiday I have a big ass itinerary. Today, actually, after I finished work, I was planning out my next trip and like all the things that I'm going to do, where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. I love exploring. I don't like I like relaxing, but to me, my relaxation on holidays is when I've got back after like 10 hours I've been out. I get back in my hotel, chill out for 2 hours, and then I go back out for food. That's the relaxation for me. That's the best point, because you've fulfilled your brain you've explored, you've taken in new sights and architecture, culture, and now you're going to get some food, you're chilling, and the evenings where you can relax. But some people don't like that.
What we need to do next time you come to New York, I'll go there too.
100%.
That'd be fun.
That's the only reason why I'd go to America at this point. I'm terrified of going, man. I don't want to get fucking locked up.
I definitely understand. Yeah.
Maybe I should go during the World Cup, because then it would be like they're going to be way more lenient during that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way to lock in. Like, there's so many people that are going to be coming up, right?
Yeah. 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 That'd be fun though.
100%.
Also, I've been watching Wednesday. Have you watched that at all?
I've been watching all the TikToks of season 2 of the edits, but I've seen season 1. I haven't watched season 2. Is it good?
Yeah. No. So we just finished season 1.
I liked Wednesday,
and it was fun, man. I liked it. I didn't realize it was like a whodunit kind of show.
Yeah.
And that was fun, man. I really enjoyed the way that it, like, I enjoyed the Tim Burton-ness of it. Like, it reminded me of the old Batman movies.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like certain shots where like she'd be standing at the window and it's like all like shooting it from the ground, and like the circle window looks so crazy. Like, just reminded me of that. But then just like the campiness of it, and like I don't know, it was fun. It was like it's been nice to watch it around. You know, obviously it's like beginning to be fall, and it's kind of like a nice one. Well, we might start watching the second season today, which apparently, like, I guess there was like a ton of years between, and so that's like people are kind of annoyed with that.
It seems to be doing really well though. Like every TikTok I see of it has like an edit of it has like 1 million likes. So it seems like a really popular show amongst kids. Kids seem to fucking love Wednesday. Yeah, I'm definitely. I need to rewatch season 1 before I watch season 2. That's why I haven't finished Squid Game yet, because I needed to rewatch.
I've never watched any of it.
It's good. I know it gets heat, but it's good.
I think it was like one of those things where
no way is Discord just.
I
thought Discord just went down again for a second.
Oh, I thought it did too. You're frozen again.
Are you back?
I can hear you. Yeah. Okay. I think we're.
Yeah.
It's like
it's delayed.
Forth.
Wait, let me turn my camera off and on. Well, so many technical issues, but God does not want us to record a podcast today.
I know. I think when Squid Game started getting popular, I was like, I don't want to like the thing that's popular, and so I just didn't watch it.
Wow, man, that's crazy, because that was like a cultural moment.
2016, 17.
Squid Game.
I don't know. Yeah,
Bro, it came out in 2021.
Was it?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's crazy.
I was being a hater. I don't know.
You were being a hater. That was a huge.
I was being a hater.
Oh, you know what happened? Like, you know the big like green light, red light sort of thing.
Yeah,
right?
I know that it's like a game that people die if you lose, right? That's kind of the gist of it.
I almost don't want to say the details there, man. That scene is like, I remember when it first happened, and I had no idea what Squid Game was. I was like, I just put, it's a Korean show that's gone really big. And I was really big into K-dramas at that time. Shout out to anyone listening to this right now that's watched the show Itaewon Class. It was a K-drama that I watched like multiple times during COVID. No idea why. It was like so overdramatic and silly. But yeah, Squid Game.
All right,
I
need to check it out then.
You don't want to watch it. It is like, you're gonna watch it and judge me because it's so like cringy. It's like
no Squid Game. I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant It's One Class. No. Yeah. So the Squid Game definitely worth the watch. But it's that first episode where I had no idea what was gonna happen, and then it hits, and you're like, oh shit, bro. And to be fair, like, I remember when season 2 was coming out, and I was like, well, how are they going to repeat this? There's no shock value anymore. I know what it is. I know what the Squid Games are. But the storyline is genuinely quite compelling. I really did enjoy it. I've heard this hate for season 4, but I'm going to watch it eventually. The one thing I am really looking forward to, though, Netflix-wise, the new Stranger Things season. I don't care what anyone says. I love Stranger Things.
I don't think I've watched it since season 2.
You need to, man. Season 2 was a letdown, but season 3 and 4...
I don't think I didn't watch. I don't think I watched any of the seasons where there's like the guy that was like really into heavy metal or whatever. I know like a lot of people like the character. Yeah, I don't think I watched any of the. I think I stopped.
That's season 4
after season 2. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I watched season 3.
Mate, the last season was so good. It's such a. Yeah, I like to. I went to
the first season though. I loved the first season so much. The vibe, just everything. I love.
I have
Stranger Things like clothes and everything.
So much nostalgia for that era, man. So that like, there's like, I know it's set in the 80s, but like it gives me like nostalgia for 2016 and 2015, man.
Dude, I watched Andor.
Oh really? No way.
Yeah, dude.
So
incredible,
good, right?
Incredible, man.
Did you do both seasons?
Yeah, we watched both seasons, and then we went straight into Rogue One, which I actually like Rogue One, but I was like, damn, Andor is so much better than Rogue One.
No, it's weird.
I like Rogue One, but
yeah, Rogue One's a bit of a struggle. Rogue One is good, but it's a bit of a struggle after Andor, because like, you kind of just, you don't, like, it's very action heavy, Rogue One, and you almost become a bit of a snob being like, I don't want this in my Star Wars anymore. Why is Darth Vader here? Why has he got a lightsaber?
Yeah.
But no, Andor, season 2 of Andor. I'll tell a little story. I was at a party. It was, you know, Ellen O'Neill?
But I do want to say, I'm comfortable with spoiling Andor, so I just like, let's spoilers. Well, I mean, I guess, and Rogue One, there's going to be spoilers maybe. So just,
Death Star blows
I just
up.
want to put that out there.
But I was at a party, Ellen O'Neill, True Crime Channel, and someone at the party goes up to me like, "Oh, you like Star Wars and stuff, right?" Because I was dressed up as Darth Vader at the party because it was a Halloween party, right? And I was like, "Yeah, man, I fucking love Star Wars. I'm literally dressed up as Darth Vader. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "My mum and me, we're on the production team for Rogue One. For Andor season 2." And I was like, "Oh shit, I love season 1, man. That sounds great." And he was like, "No." He's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "I'm sorry to tell you this." He's like, "Season 2 is going to be terrible." And I was like, "What?" I was like, sorry? And I'm like, he shows me him on set. Like, he shows me a photo and stuff. Like, he's not joking. He is on set. Yeah. And he was like, "It's been a complete disaster. Like, everything about season 2 has been a complete mess." He was like, "Tony Gilroy hates what he's doing. He hates the people on set. He hates everything." And he's like,
is that the director?
Yeah. He was like, "You can't tell anyone this." So I've kept quiet until the time, but it's come out now, so who cares? But he was like, yeah. He was like, "It's going to be awful." And like, I'm like, oh God. And like this was in like 2023. So this was like a year and a half before it comes out because it was very delayed. And I remember seeing like the teasers and the trailers, and in my mind, everyone's like, "This looks so good," and I'm just sat there like,
"You guys don't know."
Yeah, I'm like a maniac. Like, I even put on my private being like, "I think Andor season 2 might be bad," just because I wanted to be like, "I'm gonna get ahead of it." But like, I was like really worried that it was gonna be bad, and when it came out, I was like fully in doomer mode, being like, "This is gonna suck," because I've seen the guy saying it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and I think it actually made it better. Because I was like,
oh yeah, the expectation was so low already. Yeah,
I was like, oh shit, this is what it's like to like come into things with no expectations, and it to be good, like not just good, but like the peak, man. Like when Krennic comes into it, and I'm like, hold up, this shit isn't bad at all. Like, this is actually excellent. Then the Gorman massacre plot line. Oh my God, bro, that's terrible.
That was crazy.
That episode was like terrifying. When the droids come in and you're like, it's the first. I think it's genuinely the first time in Star Wars where a droid is like, there was Tony. I think Tony Gilroy was like, he wants to make a horror film with the droids, and like you genuinely could, man. Like. And it was like,
things are scary. I don't know. I forget the name of them, but like, you know, the one that he ends up taking and becomes a friend or whatever.
But that's what makes it even more insane. The lore behind
horrifying.
The lore behind the Rogue One droid. It's like, this guy fucking participated in genocide, and then it's like, I I know he's come out and said that it doesn't necessarily reflect direct conflicts going on right now, but like obviously you can't help but be like, this is very similar to things going on in the world right now. And it's like when the when Mon Mothma's giving her speech, it's like actual goosebumps. Like they and I didn't expect them to use the word genocide, especially with like what's going on in Palestine and stuff like that. Like you feel like maybe they'd be like, oh, you know, we can't say that word because of what's going on in the world, but like, bro, they say it, and it's like it was like. And I like I think why I preferred season 2 to season 1 in particular is that a big criticism of season 1 was like, it's excellent, but it doesn't have that much ties to Star Wars. But no, in this, you get Krennic, you get talks of the Death Star, Palpatine gets name dropped. And it's like, you don't need to see Palpatine. He is like it actually kind of explains the title of the Phantom Menace, because he is the Phantom Menace. He is the guy controlling everything behind the scenes, and it's like
and the Imperial, like the people that are in charge, right? You realize that they're basically like, if the thing that they're doing doesn't happen, they're dead. They're just dead. Yeah. Like there's nothing they can do about it. And like, while you don't really feel bad for them, you're just like, I mean, you made your bed, you got to lay in it, you know? And
the ending scene of when she's like in the prison cell and you're like, oh, dude, that's dark. Yeah. She doesn't even die. She's just in there for the rest of her life, lost everything. Mm-hmm. And it's like such a reflection of like, imagine like these dictators that don't get killed in war, and like they have to sit there for decades thinking about like what their greed and like horrific beliefs has pushed them into doing. Like, and the thing is with her, like there were moments of where she was clearly like not like backtracking, but she was like a bit upset or like horrified by some things, but she just continued in the name of getting more and more power.
That's the only thing that she can do, right? That's like that's kind of like what she thought. And
there was that really dark scene when the guy, because they have that funny little romance, but like it gets dark. Like when he fucking was he like, did he choke her out or something? I can't really fully remember, but like he like physically grabs her, and it's like, it feels like, oh wow, this is like dark. And like, I don't want all Star Wars to be completely dark, but it is nice to get adult Star Wars.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like, it was very enjoyable to watch. Like I'm glad that we watched it. We both really enjoyed it a lot. But again, it made Rogue One be like, because again, it's coming from Andor, which I'm assuming I'm pretty sure it was rated R, right? To Rogue One, which certainly wasn't, and it was just like, this feels weird now.
Yeah, and then you've got like the random Jyn Erso, who's like the main character. And Andor is like, it's definitely unfortunate, but like I do think that they still do work. But yeah, Andor, I think, and the main problem is Andor is just absolutely levels above, like by a mile. Yeah. And I don't actually think Tony Gilroy worked on the entirety of Rogue One. I think he came in like halfway through. I may be wrong there, but yeah, I think the biggest shame though is like, we know for a fact we're not going to get Star Wars like that for a long time, if ever. Like this is the first time Star Wars has really ever been like this, like in terms of that adult drama, of like political drama. Like it's never been like that before, and I don't know if it ever will be, because like we're going to get the Mandalorian movie next year, and it's like I like the Mandalorian, but it's like going back to it, it's like, it's the glup shido meme, bro. Like, okay, Luke Skywalker's here to turn up and save the day. Yeah. It was genuinely nice to have new, original characters in a regular time period that we already know, but building on that with new story.
That's that's one of the things that I really actually did quite enjoy about the first season was that there was no connection to anything else. There was no...
In Mando.
Oh, no, I was talking about
Rogue One,
Andor.
Yeah. To be fair, the same can be said about both though. Mando was its own thing, and then it got expanded into everything.
Yeah, and it was just nice because like seeing how these normal people, for the most part, dealt with what was going on with the Empire kind of just like overtaking everything, and like them not even really talking about Jedis, and people don't even believe that they exist, and the Force. What are you even talking about? Like you know what I mean? Like just not hearing any of that. It was just nice because I love sci-fi. Like sci-fi is one of, like, if I ever read a book, I like to read a sci-fi book. You know, like that stuff is interesting to me. Well, I mean, Star Wars is more like sci fantasy. But like I like that stuff, and so it was interesting to be able to kind of like explore that without just being like, oh, Jedis, and which I don't know, but I understand at the same time, like as far as movies are concerned, because like that is so, like for most people, Star Wars is Jedis and the Sith, and like that's what people want to see. And so I guess I can't really be like, oh God, another Jedi thing, because that's what people want to see when they watch Star Wars. I think like most normies, I guess you could. I mean, I'm not the most Star Wars person. Like, there's definitely people that know a lot more than I do, but it was nice to be separated at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope we get more things like that. Probably not. I imagine the next era of Star Wars is just going to be more like cameo fests and stuff like that. But I'm happy we got Andor. Like it's nice to see what it could be. Maybe I'm being a bit of a doomer, but with how Star Wars is, it's just like, oh God, that franchise is an absolute mess. Same for Marvel as well, to be fair. But I am seeing a movie this week. I'm going to see the Demon Slayer movie. Only problem is I haven't actually watched the last season of Demon Slayer. So on Thursday, I plan to watch the entire season. Will I get through it? Who knows? It just so happens to be the season where every episode is 40 minutes long. But we'll try.
I believe in you, bro. You got it.
Yeah, I know. I probably won't because I actually have to work tomorrow. But I maybe I'll have it on in the background.
Put them on 2 times speed,
Yeah, fast scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
But there is some more topics we could go through, but I think we'll leave it there for today. We've been going for a good hour and 40 or around there now. So I know we pushed through these technical difficulties today. I would like to go for longer, but honestly, I just need to get to sleep. I'm quite tired.
Yeah, dude.
But I promise you guys, we will be back next week. Even though I'm going to Poland next week, we spoke about recording on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll record on Sunday. It won't be about Amberlynn Reid. Hopefully something else happens in social media. If not, we'll just talk about Star Wars again.
Yeah. This is a Star Wars podcast now.
Yeah. No, I like talking about anything on there because like I think sometimes there is like the stress because you get it from your main channel. But, oh, we need to get views. But like realistically on this, doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Really.
Why?
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
be
That's why
nice,
I see it. Like why I don't want.
I said, I still don't even know where the money is for the show. It's like in some AdSense account somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's
somewhere.
Like I don't think there's much. I never checked the monetization. I reckon it's like $200 each.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, get some lunch.
Yeah, given how much fucking expensive everything is. When we go to New York, we'll find where this money is, and we'll spend it in New York.
Yeah, we'll buy a keychain.
Yeah, I mean, dude, New York is so fucking expensive. It's crazy,
dude. I've never been, so
you've never been to New York?
No, we might go for my birthday, which is in November.
When's your birthday?
November.
Oh, I was gonna say I could make a surprise appearance. I mean, I'm literally gonna be in Japan during November. So, so ain't no way that's happening, bro.
But I think it'll be cool. We always say like, oh, we should go because it's like it's only a few hours via train from where we are, and so
you wouldn't drive then.
No, I wouldn't want to. Not for me.
I've always wanted to go to upstate New York, like the nature area.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to have a car to do that. I imagine so.
Yeah.
There ain't no way there's gonna be public transport there.
No.
And if there is, it's like a bus every 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I hate about America, man. You guys don't do trains.
No,
it's
not
so
very
annoying.
well. Yeah, it would be nice.
Imagine if you guys had like a bullet train. How amazing,
dude!
Would that
it would be incredible.
Like I feel like your entire. I genuinely think if you guys had an interconnected train system, tourism would quadruple. Because like you'd get people being like, "Oh, I'm gonna go travel America," and you no worry about driving, just backpack, go throughout the train system.
Well,
like we do in Europe because we do that in Europe.
It's just so annoying too, dude. Like having to get there 2 hours before the flight, and you're like, you're stressed out the entire time, not sure if you're gonna flying. I do it. Like I'm gonna be flying to San Diego, next month. But it's just like every time I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this.
There's no such thing as like a good flight in my opinion.
No, dude, it's not.
Unless you've got like a first class flight ticket of where like you're gonna get good service. But even then, it's like you're still just waiting to get off a plane.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, well, we will be back next week. We're gonna record on Sunday, so maybe the episode will be a bit earlier than Friday because I think I go away Thursday next week. So yeah. Hopefully I don't get drafted into World War III when I'm out in Poland.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe. Please let us know your thoughts down below. Do you like Wednesday and Squid Game? Let us know down below. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good week.
Bye.